What is the secret to being wealthy? Is there one secret? Well, there's not really one, but there's a hierarchy of things that you have to do to create wealth. There's a lot of ingredients in making chicken noodle soup, but chicken's the most important, and noodles, and being wealthy, there are things that are much more important. Is it a college degree? Is it a graduate degree? Is it a PhD? Is it being born rich? People go through all these things. Give me a few minutes. I'm going to share with you what I've learned since I was a teenager and found my first mentor at 19, Joel Salatin. And I'm going to share with you especially what I've learned in the last decade about making money. And this is a formula that's helped me, This is a $50 million formula right here, okay? This is not some amateur thing that has made 10 grand a month or something. Why don't they teach us in school? Well, I don't think they can. It's not possible. You can only learn to the extent that the teachers know something. If the teachers haven't made money, they're going to have a hard time teaching it. It's not just about reciting it out of a textbook. So I'm going to give you the one secret. I'm just going to lay it out. I won't even keep you in suspense. But the secret's a little tricky to explain because I'm going to say this one word that's the one secret, and you're going to be like, I already know that. But you don't know what I mean by it. And words have meaning and they have power behind them. And if you get the meaning of the word wrong, you go off on a completely wrong track. So here's the word, the number one secret. I'm streaming this live, so I'll listen to you. I'll read some comments. I'm actually here in London. So what's the number one secret? Should I just reveal it? Then create competitors for myself? I have a friend who makes about $6 million net a month. This guy, $70 million a year guy. And he always tells me, Tai, why do you share this stuff? You just create competitors. But you know what? My second mentor, Alan Nations, told me, never be worried about telling stuff. People are too lazy or they procrastinate too much to really copy you. And the people that do copy you end up turning into allies if you know how to flip the situation around. So, number one secret, right here, focus. If you don't like what's in your bank account, it's a focus problem. It's a focus problem. Now, what do I mean by focus? Do I mean like, can you stare at something for a long time and not get distracted and not be ADD? Yeah, kind of. But not exactly that simple because I know people who are ADD who are multimillionaires. So it's not that simple. So we got to define the word focus to really get what I'm saying. So does focus mean attention span? A little bit, but not 100%. Does focus mean like, you persist and your parents tell you to go get your undergrad degree, bachelor's, year after year. You're a hard-working student. Are you like studious? That's what some people mean. But that's not what I mean. I'll tell you what I mean by it. These things are maybe important, but there's this word called assiduity. All right? It's a complicated word, assiduity. Now, Charlie Munger, the billionaire, who knows a lot about making money, him and Warren Buffett own a company that's worth $400 billion, almost $500 billion. He says most people don't have enough assiduity. He said it means put your ass in a chair and read. But that's not really what he means because he's saying it tongue-in-cheek. That would just be an attention span and studious. What he really means is this. I'm going to draw it. Instead of this word, I'm going to draw it. So here's the focus I'm talking about. You ever heard the saying, the eye of the tiger? The eye of the tiger. What is the eye of the tiger? Well, it's a song. But more importantly, it's the definition of what I'm talking about. All these scientists, I think they were at Harvard, they did a study. They went around the world. They figured out what made some people wealthy and other people not wealthy. And it wasn't a word, even though focus is the best I can describe it. It was a picture. I'm not even going to draw it very well, okay? I want you to imagine, here's a bush. And here's you. You're a tiger. You're waiting and hiding behind that bush. And here comes an antelope or a gazelle. And the first one, you just sit there. You're lazy. You're literally just sitting there lazy. But you have the eye of the tiger. You're looking around the bush. You're kind of focused. You see an animal come by. But this animal, you look at it. It's too fast. It's too hard to catch. It's too skinny for the amount of work you're going to have to put in to get a next meal. So you let it go. And it wanders off. And another one comes. And this one is, let's say, bigger, more meat on it, but it's strong and tough. And you know to fight that. As a tiger, even though you're a tiger, you know you're going to be in for a hell of a fight. So you let it pass. And then a few antelopes come, and you go, wow, I could get 4 meals in one. But then you think, but then I got to fight 4. That's not going to work. So you just wait, and you just wait. So to the outside world, observing you, they go, this person just waits around. This person, what are they doing? They're doing it all wrong. But then, out of the blue comes another animal. And it's just right. It's not too hard to catch. It's got just enough meat on it. It's not in a group where it's going to fight you off. And the tiger pounces. Bam! And what those Harvard and university professors found is that what creates wealth, there are multiple factors. College degree, it's arguable whether it's highly correlated. Most of the people on the top of the Forbes list did not get advanced degrees. And a lot of them are college dropouts. A disproportionate amount are college dropouts. So it's probably not that. It's not people who study the best in school. There's not much correlation necessarily with being valedictorian or A+ student and having 10 million bucks in your bank account. If you don't believe me, read the book called The Millionaire Next Door. The average millionaire does not have a PhD or a graduate degree and was not the valedictorian of their school. The average self-made millionaire, that is. But what they all have in common is they have the eye of the tiger. They're lazy when they need to be lazy. Bill Gates said, is this frozen?
No.
Bill Gates said that he would hire a lazy person over a hardworking person because a lazy person will figure out how to get it done quicker, less expensive. Will find tools. So all you people thinking just hard work's going to get you wealth, I got enough. That's not the tiger behind the bush analogy. This tiger does nothing most of the time. But, and here's the key thing, you can't always do nothing. And when it comes, and your opportunity comes, you better strike and pounce fast. 3 times in my life, I've been fortunate enough to be the tiger. And each time, it's doubled, tripled, quadrupled, and 10x'd my income, my net worth, and my wealth. 3 times since I was 19. 3 times. So I'm going to ask you, think back at your life. If you don't listen to what I'm teaching you right now, and I'm talking about right now, and I'm going to give you a link to a more advanced training, but let's just stay with this straight to the point training. If you ignore this, I want you to ask yourself, what have you already ignored? Why didn't you think of Netflix? Why didn't you think of Instagram? How hard would the Instagram app have been for you to think up? Let's make a place you can upload pictures. It didn't even have video to start. Could you have thought of that? Well, Kevin Systrom did. And in 2009, 3 years later, he had $1 billion sale. My guess is he pocketed $400 million. Why wasn't that you? I know why. Because either you weren't focused like the tiger behind the bush in 2008. I don't care how old you are. You could have been 10 and started that. There's no rule against starting a business in America. You could have been 10 years old and have been like, oh, Bill Gates started at 12. Warren Buffett started at 7. So what's the excuse? I can tell you, they don't teach this in school. They either teach you to always be trying to get stuff, overactive, too much focus, like get your PhD, get your undergrad, go to high school, then immediately go to bachelor's, and immediately, where's the opportunity seeking? There's no wealth without the ability to catch trends. You're the tiger, you must catch the trend. And I will tell you this. I've been fortunate enough to reach a lot of people. At least 100 million people a year watch something of mine, some video. So I see patterns in people from 90 countries, not just America, not just Europe, all over the world. I see consistent pattern of poverty. Consistent pattern of poverty. Consistent pattern of poverty. People can't recognize, they have no ability to focus with the eye of the tiger on what should be let go and what should be attacked instantly. I see a lot of people, they're lazy all the time. That means when the wrong opportunities come, yes, they let them pass. But when that Netflix opportunity comes, they just stay down, sleeping, procrastinating. What about Netflix? Could you have started Netflix? Ask yourself that. The company makes $1 billion a month. $1 billion a month. What happened? People weren't paying attention. Ask yourself if your parents or you or your friend would have been that person to go, hey, nobody wants to go to a video store. Let's just mail DVDs. And if you look around, I'll just give you some examples. Phil Knight, he started Nike, the shoe brand, the clothing brand. He was struggling, then he saw an opportunity. In Japan, there was some people with shoes that were different than they had in the U.S. He went to Japan and said, I need this opportunity. I see it. Let me bring them to America. Boom. What's bigger than Nike? Name a brand, clothing brand bigger than Nike. Nothing. Nothing has more dominance with shoes and athletic wear and those things, especially shoes. It's not even close. Nobody's even close. Reebok ain't even close. Adidas isn't even close. Converse, I bet you, I don't know this to be true, those others all combined aren't as big as Nike. Okay? That's from one man having the eye of the tiger. Red Bull energy drink. A guy is just doing his other business, and he saw an opportunity. He was in Asia, and he said, there's this drink company everybody's drinking. I think it was in Thailand. This thing's pretty good. It's not in Austria. He was from Europe. Let me bring it back there. Boom. Billions. Billionaire. Who else? Ray A. Kroc. He was just this guy. He's selling milkshake machines in his 40s. Late 40s. Almost 50s. The man was a door-to-door salesman. You want to talk about wealth? McDonald's? This is like Nike or bigger. But what's the true story? Well, here's a man, Ray A. Kroc, sitting here. They just made a new movie about it with Michael Keaton or something. Yeah. Ray A. Kroc, he's sitting here. Okay, all these opportunities passing by. He doesn't think they're good. He's going door to door. He stops at one place in Los Angeles, California. I think it was in San Bernardino. And he's just there delivering milkshakes. And he goes, wait a second. These two brothers, this restaurant is better than the other ones I go to. They make better burgers. There's a line out the door. He says to him, I want your business. He starts out as a partner. Eventually he says, no, I want the whole business. I'll buy you out. I will give you $1 million each, I believe was the price. And they said, heck yeah, we'll just take the million. They didn't have the eye of the tiger. So $1 million, Ray A. Kroc gives them. Boom, boom. He borrows the money. He gives them. He now owns all of McDonald's. Became the wealthiest man in America. Didn't start till his 50s. Took him 50 years to catch an opportunity. I hope it won't take you that long. But some of you watching might be in your 50s or 60s. It's not too late. But you better get on it because you're going to make your wealth and then die. You're not going to enjoy it. And those of you young, you're not too young. And those of you middle age, you better get going now because you're about to be old. And so Ray A. Kroc saw it. You know, a funny story. If those two brothers had kept their shares and not sold them for $1 million, they would receive an annual dividend of $100 million a year. Did they have the eye of the tiger? Did they have the focus to recognize the opportunity which was in front of them? No. No. They lost out on $100 million a year. And Ray A. Kroc said, I got the eye of the tiger. I'll take it all. Boom. 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 And this story goes on and on. You got to ask yourself, are you Ray A. Kroc or are you the brothers? Are you letting opportunities just slip through your fingers and then you're complaining and then you're logging into your bank account and you're like, all I got is overdraft fees? You know, I'll give you an example more close to home. 3 times in my life. Once, I got started as an entrepreneur and I see this I randomly come across this ad, and a guy was saying, it was a random ad. Everybody thought it was a get-rich-quick scheme in my office. I was working for a guy, Mike Steinbeck. And it was a little ad. He said, I'll show you how I make $30,000 a day. And I went, this is too good to be true. But I had the eye of the tiger. I learned that from Joel Salatin, my first mentor. And I said, boom, I clicked it. And then it was a program by a guy named Corey Rudel. He's dead now. He died in 2008 in a car accident. Made so much money, he crashed his Porsche into a cliff in San Diego. But I see this, and I go, he's going to charge me $500 to teach me his secret, but I'm going to buy it. And everybody in my office laughed. And I don't remember much. It was still before YouTube was around and videos. It sent me a box with a book, and it was like a 3-ring binder. And I went through it, and I started learning through his workbooks. The only thing I remember was he told me, there's a new thing out called Google AdWords. I said, Google Ads? Nobody's doing that. Maybe I should try it. I was luckily the tiger behind the bush. And I started, I said, let me do that. I had no money. I only had about $500 to buy that course. Then I was at zero in my bank account. Still living in a mobile home, by the way. Could not afford my own place. Living in a mobile home, sleeping on a couch. And I get that, and I started doing Google Ads. $50 I spent. I saved up. And all of a sudden, I turned that $50 into like $5,000 in a month. And it went up, and it went up. And within 6 to 9 months, I can't remember exactly, under a year, I went from zero to making $100,000 a year. Okay? That's an opportunity I caught. And then went up every year and went up every year. But then 2008, I was living in, by that time I had moved back to Hollywood. 2008, I see this opportunity. Facebook ads. And someone just told it to me. This time it was, I think I was at a conference. I paid money to go network with people at a conference, and I was at a dinner, and I overheard people talking. They weren't even talking to me, but I was in the right place at the right time. I paid money to get to that conference. Most of my friends were cheap. See, when you're too cheap, sometimes you got to pay to be behind the bush, to hear about the opportunities. And so I'm there, and I'm sitting there, and they mentioned Facebook ads, and I was like, what's that? I go home, living on Hollywood and Vine. I'll never forget the night that I discovered this, because I had a date with a girl. There was a little sushi place by the ArcLight, and I set up some Facebook ads, and I set them up, and I'd set them up a little bit a few days before this date with this girl, but I started seeing it. It started rocking and rolling. And all of a sudden, I went to sushi with this girl. It's funny, I can't remember the girl, who she is. I didn't really like her, but I liked that night because when I was there, I walked back home after that sushi date, and I checked my Facebook ads, and I had made $17,000 profit that day. 17 or 18, I can't remember the exact number. I'd spent like $3,000 and made like $21,000. Net profit, $17,000, $18,000. I was going, is this real? I mean, that's a lot of money. Now I make, try to make over $100,000 a day. But back then, I was making, I was making 7 figures. I was in the millions. But the game changes when you start making $15,000 to $30,000 a day, because now you're doing $1 million a month. And that's because I caught that opportunity. Did you catch that opportunity? Why didn't you? I'm going to tell you why. Nobody taught you how to catch it. And the more this goes on in your life, you're going to look back with regret, or you're going to look back and go, yeah, I get this thing. I get this thing. So, hold on one second. So, I gotta go. I'm actually going out. It's later here in London. I'm supposed to go out to a club. Some promoter randomly messaged me, and turns out he's like, dude, come to this club. So somebody told me it's one of the best clubs in London. So we'll check it out. But I just want to say, I hope, here's a blessing and a curse. If I had an enemy and I wanted to curse him, I said, I hope you'll never be able to focus like that tiger behind the bush, because you will be financially in a state of mediocrity for the rest of your life. No matter what your mommy and daddy told you about getting a good job, they get you a 3% raise every year, which means every 25 years you'll double your income. By then it won't matter. No matter what the school system tells you in the mainstream media and the press and says that this is the most surefire way. This is the most surefire way. develop the eye of the tiger and to see which opportunities to let pass and never, ever pass one by. I get thousands and thousands of DMs, and I try to read as many as I can. I can't get through them. Why? Because I got the eye of the tiger. You never know who might have another tip for you. I spend $100,000 a month traveling to conferences, seminars, with getting my own mentors. Some of them are on my payroll. Some of them I pay just to be there to advise me. So they make the time for me. These are high-level people. I'm here in Europe because I got business meetings. I'm always looking for opportunities. And I've done that. And YouTube. People go, oh, Tai, you made all this money on YouTube. Of course I did. What's the point? That's like saying to somebody, oh, damn, Rockefeller, you made all your money in steel. No shit. That's why he's Rockefeller. Amazon, oh, you made all your money selling stuff. Each of them caught opportunities. Now, I'm not as big as Rockefeller. Nobody is. Nobody's made $600 billion. That's what he made. You know? And they're older than me. So I got a little time to try to catch them. But that's not even my goal. All I like is the adventure of catching opportunities. And I'm going to pose this question to you. And I'm just going to say, I just tell you this is on my mind because I got this program that I'm doing scholarships for. You might have seen yesterday's live call. And I was just talking about how, people got 5 days left. And out of the blue, I get this. So I do this talk and I say, look, I'll pay part of the cost, teach you how to build your own business. If you know nothing about business, I'll give you an opportunity that still exists. 2016, I started teaching this. My first student, first week, made $1.2 million his first year. 21 years old, Jaden Gross. You've seen, I got videos about him. He's become kind of a well-known entrepreneur now because I mention him a lot. No college degree, at his dad's house in Chicago. Rags to riches. That came from him catching the opportunity that I was giving him. And 25,000 people I've trained, and it just boggles my mind the amount of people that write me, Tai, I don't know how to increase my wealth and make money. And I go, well, have you tried my social media marketing program? No, what's that? What's that? I've run YouTube ads. I got 15 to 20 million views on those ads. More. What do you mean, what's that? Why haven't you seen it? Because you're not looking. Oh, well, Tai, I thought it was a scam. My friends told me it was a scam. Forget your friends. Do they look like they have the eye of the tiger? They shown you their bank account, they're making bank? BS. The richest people I have ever met in my life, every one of them's open-minded. Every one of them. Mark Cuban, I published a video when he's at my house. Most open-minded person at my house ever. Mark Cuban. Also the richest. Had dinner with Steve Ballmer, $32 billion net worth. He sat there asking me questions the whole time. Conversations with Elon Musk. Elon Musk says to me, hey, Tai, got questions for you. I've had a few interesting ones with him at dinner parties and stuff in Hollywood. Seth Rogen was just at my house. I don't know if you saw my Snapchat last week. He came for dinner with his wife, and I posted a little thing. He sat there asking questions. Open mind. What do you mean your friends think this is a scam? Your friends know nothing. Really. Only trust people who have made money. When it comes to the fact of making money, you're going to ask a fat person how to get a six-pack? You're going to ask a dude who can't bench 100 pounds how your bench press form should be? So ask your friends, how much money have you made this year? I'm giving you formulas. These are 8-figure formulas plus. Now, I'm not saying you'll make 8 figures because I don't know if you have the focus to do this. Okay? I don't. Now, I'm going to put a link because I got to go. If you want to watch one of these opportunities, for all you think it's not going to work, for all of you think there's something wrong, for all you think it's a scam, don't click. I say that with all seriousness. Really. I really say it with all... Sometimes people are like, you trying to do reverse psychology? No. You know why I got rich? One reason and one reason only. Freedom from people that I don't like to be around. That's it. People go, how much money you want to make, Tai? You want to be a billionaire or you want to be this? I go, I want the exact amount of money that I never have to be around someone I consider an idiot. That's it. And when you don't have money, you get stuck around people. I'm fortunate enough, and I have a personal assistant. Every once in a while, we go somewhere and I whisper in her ear, make sure I never see that person again. And I got the money to make sure I never go anywhere they are, and I never am beholden to them. If they say, oh, you need to talk to me, I'm rich and I'll invest in your idea, I'm like, I don't need you, man. I want to be just rich enough to control my social circle. So that's a little side tip I didn't put in here. To have the eye of the tiger, you better control your social circle. You get people whispering in your ear. You're a tiger if you want to make money. If you got people whispering in your ear, that little jackrabbit, you got little hamsters whispering in your ear. Oh no, be scared. Hamsters are a lot more afraid than a tiger. Tigers have no fear. You ever seen a scared tiger? Walk up to a tiger, try to scare it. It might be your last decision in life. But a hamster's scared of everything. Are you a wolf or are you a sheep? I'm not talking about doing stuff illegal. I'm saying you can legally do things that create massive wealth. I created this social media marketing program. I'm going to put a link right below. For all of you who are still listening, go here on this link. It'll either be above in the corners, depending on where you're watching this, or down below. I'm going to see which of you can focus and watch that whole video there. Because that video lays out a step-by-step plan. And those of you watching, live, you got 3 days that I got this program still open. 3 days that you can get in this program. So go to this link. If you can't see it, ask, do I have what the link is for those people who don't? What's the master link? If you don't see the link, just type this in. Tai Lopez. Ooh, more crank.
SMMA 2 live.
Yep. TaiLopez.com/SMMA2 live. Watch that. TaiLopez.com/SMMA2, the number 2 live. It's kind of a hard link, but that's good. Because if you don't have the eye of the tiger, you won't be able to figure out how to spell that. Really. Sometimes in life when people want to come work with me, learn from me, I make things hard the first time to filter out the people who can't focus. You got to be able to focus when it comes time to focus. Let's see which one of you. I'm serious. I've watched the statistics on videos. The average person doesn't get past 2 minutes. Most people don't get past 5. The average American has a 5-minute attention span, which is now, they say a goldfish can pay attention for 6 minutes. Fish are passing us by in this modern world. You want the number 1 secret to wealth? Can you pay attention? Can you go here and watch this whole video? Maybe you got to pause it. Watch it. I'll show you why I'm turning people into millionaires. Lots of them. Not 1, not 2. Lots of people. An untold amount of people figuring out how to make 100 grand. A guy just DM'd me. This is a random DM I just got today. I'll just show you this. Hold on one second. I'm going to pull this up here. You're going to find this interesting. This is a guy in Germany because he saw him in Europe and he just wrote, "Hey Tai, come to Germany. I want to show you my office." Here it is. You can reach out to him at Robin.Ansorge. ROBIN.ANSORGE. You can ask him if this is real. He said, "Come here. I want to show you my office. Coffee is on me." I said, "Are you in my program, my SMMA program, the one I'm talking about here?" He said, "Oh yeah." I said, "How's revenue?" He said, "Tai, been doing this for 1.5 years. I started with your 1.0 SMMA. That's the one I launched in 2016. So he started about 2017. Started, 2017, early summer. Okay, now I built my agency with 4 employees right now, and I'm making 15 grand a month. 15 grand a month in a year and a half. Name something else you're going to do. Make people 15 grand a month and rising. He pays attention to what I'll teach him, will be at 20, 30, 40,000. Now, not everybody gets there, but this guy did it because he had focus. And when everybody else was going, "Oh, I'm going to skip this ad and go listen to a music video." Hey, I got no problem with music. I love music. I love art. But there's a time to not skip the ad button. People go, "Oh, Tai, I don't want to see your ads." Well, that's precisely the person that should watch them. What are you so in her? What on YouTube are you so excited about watching? Sometimes you are, but most of the time people are watching cat videos and music videos, just making other people wealthy. You know a formula for not getting wealthy? Make everybody else wealthy around you. Every time you watch a music video, lots of musicians are like, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Every time you watch a random video that has no purpose for you except some minor entertainment value, you make somebody else wealthy. You know a good formula to make somebody wealthy? Hypnotize people with entertainment, and they'll give you their whole life and loyalty. It's funny. People got no problem making other people wealthy and watching themselves do it, but they're asleep. Sheep are asleep. Sheep ain't tigers. Tigers are behind the bush. They're looking. Everything else is going by. They let all the sheep go by. Every once in a while they might take a snack off one of them, but they're waiting for the big game. And this SMMA program that I'm teaching, this is real deal. Real deal. I have thousands of testimonials. Thousands of testimonials. Not like 3 people went through it in the last couple of years. Not one person got lucky. Thousands of people. And you got 3 days left. I'm going to close up this scholarship. People in 2016 paid $1,000 just to get into the SMMA program, but I know, not everybody can get in. So every once in a while, I open it up. But not only have I opened it up, but I've now created SMMA 2.0. SMMA 1.0 was good. I mean, it was better than good. I'll put it neck and neck with any college program out there. Dollar for dollar, when you consider time. Yes, doctors make money, and I think there should be doctors. Don't get me wrong. I like the fact there's doctors, but doctors go to school for 12 to 14 years and drop $500,000 on costs. School, setting up their office. My friend is a dentist. She just dropped $500,000 in debt to get in her dentistry practice. So a lot of money and a lot of school and a lot of years of your life. I'm giving people stuff that making sub 20-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds millionaires. Show me somebody. I just had a kid come to my house. His biggest question was, I'm being offered, I can't say the amount, I'm being offered this much for somebody buying my social media agency. Should I take this much cash or this much? Should I take a lot of cash, or they're trying to negotiate me down? And I'm like, you already won, son. No matter what happens, you won. If somebody was, hypothetically, I won't say the number, somebody's saying, I'm either going to give you $300,000 today or $500,000 today. Would you really be disappointed? And by the way, this is somebody who spent $100 to get in, to set up his business, as I taught him. He bought the program for $1,000 and $100 invested, $1,100. Name something you can invest $1,100 in that puts that kind of return. Making $250,000 net a year, $20,000 a month. Name something. Come on. All you haters, all you people who think you know about life and wealth, but you don't have any wealth, tell me about it. Name something. I'll read comments all day long. What do you have? Name an opportunity better than this. Selling online? Somebody said, Tai, thousands of people out of 25,000 people. That's a 4% success rate. Will, you're stupid. I said I've only collected thousands of testimonials. Most people that go in the program, they succeed and don't tell me. You think they all fly out to my house? You think I'm going to fly 25,000 people out one by one? It ain't a fucking 4% success rate. And by the way, what's your success rate with what you've done, and what's the college system success rate? Everybody goes to college. What's that success rate, my friend? Do the ROI on that. An extra 3% you make. You think anybody cares about college degrees? Let me just give you this. If you work for somebody that really cared about your college degree, don't work for them. I wouldn't respect a soul that looked at a piece of paper and hired me. I hire people that are worth a damn. I've hired PhDs. I've hired Ivy League people that are morons. And I know PhDs that are great. It's nothing factor. Give me people who got the eye of the tiger. I don't care if they're from the streets. From the streets. I just trained some guys from the streets of New York City. He just sent me his first check. He said, you taught me how to make money. These are people that the whole system gave up on, that college gave up on, that they were all given up on. Yeah, you know nothing. Your comment is irrelevant. I'm not trying to be rude, but at the same time, sometimes you got to shut up people that are distracting real people. Really. How much money do you think people have lost on social media marketing? I don't know. If you do it right, you don't lose money. I'll give you an example. I got multiple businesses. I got a business. Me and Alex put $100,000 in each 2016, my business partner. Let me look how much money. I'll show you right here, real time. You want to see what social media marketing does? Real time. This ain't a screenshot. This is a login to Stripe right there. Stripe account. Let's see. I haven't even checked it. Now, the day is not fully done. I'll put my finger on it. What we got here? Mentor Box. Already today, in the last 12 months, $11.24 million. 11.24. That ain't made. That's not a screenshot, my friend. That's Stripe. 11.2 million. $100,000 we put in. So what do you think a company's worth that in a year and a half is doing 11.2 million? Probably 20 or 30 million. So I own half of it. So $100,000 to 10 mil in a year and a half. Well, what was your question about? What was your question? How much money I lost? Is that a loss to you? You definitely got to go back to school, my friend. And I'm not trying to pick on people and be mean, but some people got to be woken up. We live in a world people are too nice. People say, oh, the world's too mean. Well, it depends if they're mean constructive criticism, because all I'm giving you is constructive criticism. I want the best for people. Why do you think I'm here late at night when I out in London, could be out having fun? Because I want the best for people, and you got to believe that, and you got to hope. You got to be a glass half full, not a glass half empty kind of person. You know what I'm saying? Half full all the time. You see an opportunity like this, jump on it. It's free to go to that website and just watch the video. It's free. It's a YouTube video. Read the whole page. It's all free. If you want to learn advanced stuff, it's a 4-month certification. Go and learn. It costs you less than $1,000. You know? So, my happiest investment, man, my whole life, it's happy. I got freedom. That's all I care about. Freedom, man. I got freedom. I got freedom to do what I want. So, all right. What other questions? Truth will set you free. I hope so.
How often do you open up your scholarships?
How often do I open up my scholarships? 2.0 is the first time ever. You got 3 days left. That's all I'm going to say. I got to go. All right? Right there. Good luck out there. I hope you get the eye of the tiger. I hope you catch something big.